Hey, we're live. So good morning here on the first time ever, a Wednesday morning edition of Beyond the Court. I got to be honest, Leo, I was in the car and I just do have to say hi to my Yankees who are on a serious hot streak and we are getting into the playoffs. Leo, good morning. I was in the car and you and Scotty Mac were like, hey, you ready? And I'm like, ready for what? You guys took me by storm here in this morning run. What's up, buddy?
Breakfast Club, good morning to you. Nice touch with the coffee mug. I like that. I'll remember that next time. I'll make sure I have my Cowboys cup.
I mean, it is morning, and it's, this is episode number 42, Leo, of Beyond the Court. And there's a lot of good stuff going on right now. We're going to try to keep it exciting. We're going to try to keep it positive. But as always, we're going to keep it very real. We're going to talk about, what's going on. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're going to talk a little bit about Chicago. We're going to talk about, obviously, about the U.S. Open.
Yes.
Definitely three-wall ball Vegas. And our first guest, Leo. So right here is where I hand it off to you and we do our thing.
Thank you, Sudsy. Thanks again for having me on another episode of your Breakfast Club, Coffee Edition, whatever you want to call it. But I do want to take a brief moment. I'm kind of springing this on everyone, but I would like to observe just a brief moment of silence for the recent passing of Aoife Beckett. She was a junior national team for Ireland. She played at the World Championships in Minneapolis. And I know you feel the same way. Our hearts and prayers go out to her family. So I would just like to take a brief moment, observe a moment of silence for her. Thank you, guys. We can't forget anybody in our racquetball family. So that leads us right into a huge guest this morning. We're so lucky to have her. We had planned on having some more guests. We couldn't make it happen, but we are so thankful, and we want to welcome in the, is it LPRT president or commissioner?
It's kind of both. I think it's both. And we did try to have Mike Grizz, the IRT CEO, but that's my bad. I messed that up. He thought it was tonight also. So Mike Grizz couldn't join us, but we do have TJ. She is the commissioner. She's the president. She's kind of the Dana White, I guess. Yeah, she's the Dana White of women's racquetball. Where is she, Scotty Mac?
Let's bring her in. Let's welcome and give a little coffee toast to TJ Baumbaugh.
TJ's crooked though. Scotty Mac's gonna get on her for that one.
I'm crooked.
I got to.
Do I need to turn this again? Was?
Hi, TJ.
Am I good now? Am I good now?
You're perfect. Good morning.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to another morning edition of Beyond the Court. Thanks for taking the time out of your morning and coming in and joining us. Tell us what's going on with you this morning.
Oh, I've already been up and training clients, and already went to the chiropractor and Starbucks, and I'm a morning person. So I've been up for a while, ready to go. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Yeah, Leo,
for sure.
when you have kids, like I don't know, Tej, I'm a morning, afternoon, night, any time of the day, 24/7, 365, I'm available if you need me.
You don't have a choice, right? Yeah.
So TJ, I want to jump right into it. We usually have this thing that we do called Hot Topics, and I kind of want to translate that into talking to you. So we've got you here. I don't know how much you're on social media, but there's a lot of chatter on the internet right now about the U.S. Open. So I wanted to get your thoughts. Yeah, everyone's excited. They can't wait to see the men. They also cannot wait to see the women. So tell us, what are your thoughts going into the U.S. Open? Here we are just, a week away from going in.
Well, I mean, it's always exciting. It's always an exciting event. I mean, for the women, especially, the draw is stacked. There's 44 players that are all so incredibly talented. It really makes the draws very interesting, very tough from qualifiers through 32s and beyond. There will definitely be a lot of battles. Some up and coming players that people should watch out for. You know, and quite honestly, I feel like the top core of players on tour, any of them could win the US Open this year. Any of them.
Yeah, and I don't want to put you in a tough spot. I know we're going to ask for, favorites and all that, but we can go on history. And if I go back to just even my recent memory, I thought it was a very special moment when Monse Mejia took out Paolo Longoria at the Supermax Slam, teamroot.com. So that happens. And like you said, Gabby Martin. I mean, there's just, the whole list of women that could potentially cause an upset.
Yes.
Even some early exits for some top players. So how good does it feel knowing that the strength of the tour, coming into the US Open is really hot?
Oh, fabulous. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. It's probably, to me, as long as I've been involved and before that as a player, to me, this is the toughest group of players, the most depth of talent we've had in the history of professional racquetball. I mean, they're amazing. And it starts so early. It's unfortunate to see some of the players that have to qualify because, like you said, some of those top talented players are going to get knocked out early, unfortunately.
Tej, I have a question for you. We were talking about it. You wear so many hats. You've been around for so long. I mean, Veronica talks about how many times you guys have actually competed against each other. And, you guys work really hard behind the scenes and people don't realize, like, you're constantly in meetings and you're putting out fires and you're dealing with like a bunch of, call it what it is, like crap, right? And what are some of the toughest things for you to deal with at the Open? As I like this one, by the way, somebody called you the LPRT Empress. So what are some of the things that people don't see that you're really dealing with other than the amazing ladies playing and competing out?
Oh, wow. I mean, it just feels like there's just so much. I mean, and we all, everybody involved in racquetball does it from their heart. So, I mean, the motivation is obviously the players on and off the court. They're great people, which really makes it all worth it. I think logistically, there's just people management for one. Outside of the US Open, I mean, just managing the tour money, income, outgoing money, like everything. There's so much, it's hard to even pick one thing. As far as the US Open goes, I mean, that's all hands on deck. We'll be streaming. We'll be, USAR board meeting and meeting with manufacturers in the business and everybody, plus playing. It's a lot, but it's good. I mean, it's exciting.
Yeah,
so if you
it's
have
definitely going to be a good one.
Yeah, sorry, says cut you off. I do want to remind you guys we are monitoring the chat. So if you're watching on Sudsy's Athlete Facebook page and you have some questions, we will try to get to them. We only have TJ for a short time, so type your questions in the chat and I will try to get to those. Coming up, staying on the US Open topic, TJ, that's a lot of stuff to do. And I know you have, good support and help, but I want to ask you, what is like the best part about the US Open and maybe what's like the worst part about the US Open? Not to make a negative light of it, but what are the toughest, the best and the worst things about it for you and the tour?
Well, the US Open itself, I mean, the nature of the event, it is the biggest stage for competition, professional, both the men and the women, amateurs as well. It's very special to see the players that I know do well and succeed, and to watch any of the players that I know have gotten to know so well be on the main stage at the US Open and win that final. It's amazing. I mean, whoever it is, if it's Paola again, I mean, you can't see that enough to see that level of competition and earn such a major accolade and prize money and trophy and all that. I mean, it's there's nothing better. the challenge, and this comes with women's sports in general, it's a challenge, it's a frustration to see inequality and prize money and just court time, main court time. I mean, we'll be streaming on one of the back courts, and most of our matches will be there, and it's tough. I mean, it's really tough because these players work so hard. They work equally hard, and to me, they don't get the recognition that they should.
TJ, I don't disagree with you on that, but I have a question. As a competitor, as an athlete, and somebody dear to me brought this up, and it's a good point. And I was that player that was always on that main court. It is a little bit of an advantage if there's a player on that court a lot, and then a player comes in for the first time, because it's a different feel. A lot of the people watching right now, that's a tough court to play on. For me, it's the most difficult court that we have in the world. And it's just because of the glass, the lighting, the different colors. So how do you combat that, right? Like if Paola's always on that court, let's say, and then, Samantha has to play her match, but it's her first, but yet Paola played there 3 or 4 times. Do you try to balance that out? Is it difficult? Like, what do you do in those cases?
Well, I mean, at an event where it's just the LPRT, we pretty much have control of a main court wherever we are. The US Open, it's different. We don't have that opportunity. The women don't have the opportunities to be on the court as much as they need to be. And sometimes those top players won't get on the main court until quarters, semis. I mean, wow. So by the time they get to the final, it could be their first, second time on the main court. And it, like you said, it's the most challenging place to play. So yeah, it can be complicated.
It's one of those, yeah, it's one of those like difficult things. You kind of have to play it by ear, and like you said, and that's what people don't know, which is important, Teach. It's not all on you or the LPRT. This event is run by Doug Annam. Doug's the boss, and yes, kind of what he says goes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're on the other side. I don't mean to be so critical because at the same time, there's so much work that goes on into the event, and we are grateful to be a part of it and invited. And prize money is available for the women's tour, and for that we're grateful.
I want to just jump to the chat really quick, TJ. There's people making comments. Brian, not a question, but just a big thank you to TJ for all that you do for the sport. We all love you. You rock. Randy Roots in the chat has a comment. The U.S. Open men's doubles prize money is $18,000 and the women's is $6,000. What's your response to that?
I mean, I've wrote about it. I talk about it. I just, hopefully things will change in the future as far as I'm concerned. It's been I would say a battle since I was a player, and commissioners before me have, addressed the same topic. It's really unfortunate, especially when you look at how stacked the draw is for both singles and doubles. Doubles is one of the areas that, at least for the LPRT, there's really not a challenge to get players to play. They love it. They love playing women's pro doubles. I think they prefer that. Most of the players prefer that over mixed pro doubles. So entries were not even a question. The draw is stacked there too. So again, it's just one of those things that we keep pushing for, like tennis did, like women's tennis did for years. You just keep pushing and keep asking, and hopefully the tides will change and there will be more equity.
Well, Suds, go ahead.
Yeah, I reached out to Doug Annam, who's a personal friend, of course, and my interest is a little different now, obviously. I care. I think that the LPRT is absolutely an amazing product. I think, the product itself, the women athletes, the competitiveness, their personalities off the court, it's just amazing, like where all you ladies have come and taken this to. And by the way, Randy Root, I didn't know you were watching, but what's up, buddy? And now's a good time to say that Randy's tournament actually has more prize money in Kansas. And he does 2 of them. So thank you for that, Randy Root. and all you do, you could have your own show. We'll get back to you. And, so TJ, I did speak to Doug about it, and he had an explanation of percentages, and I think that a couple of the numbers were a little bit off, and I'm just not sure. I believe that there's going to be a change immediately following this year is what I think. And I'd be a big supporter of that. And, I think that I do see that happening immediately following this event.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's time. It's long overdue. I've heard the argument too, and again, I'm not trying to bash anyone or any event, because this is obviously a great platform. But I've heard the argument in the past that the entry fees for men, there's just more players who play. And that's true for the entire sport. I mean, I think the sport of racquetball is probably about at least 65% male.
Sure.
But my argument is, Paola, whoever's the top player, whoever wins the US Open, has worked equally as hard as their counterpart on the men's tour, and they should be compensated equally.
I don't disagree with any of that.
I don't disagree either, for the record.
I don't disagree either. But I would like to say that, as a tournament director, former tournament director, I put on well over 200 tournaments. My involvement with the US Open, my involvement with social media and public relations for all of these national events. I will say that I understand where Doug and the US Open, and in fact, I think somebody made a comment, Megan Shelton asks, where does the money come from? It comes from the event, and I get that. We're talking about a lot of money of what it takes to run the US Open, from top to bottom, from prize money to club rentals to everything. The line items, I've seen them. TJ, I know you've seen them too. There's a lot of line items on that US Open report, and everything involves having to have money for everything. So I think, just outside the box here, now that people are being made aware of the prize money, I think it would be somewhat of a simple solution to just have another sponsor come in and say, look, I'm going to make it happen. The women are going to have equal prize money, because there are sponsors of the US Open. We have all these sponsors, and United Healthcare is the title sponsor, and then you have a slew of other sponsors, KWM, Gutterman. We have some wellness companies, people that do give us money. So I think that's where it could fit in at. You could have another sponsor that could come in and say, look, I'm going to sponsor the prize money for the women's tour. I've had people earmark and designate money for these things. So I think that could happen. Like you said, Suds, I think there's some changes coming, and TJ, thank you for people that are watching online to kind of show them why the women should get more equal. They're training as hard. If you follow them online, if you look at their videos, you look at their training, they are doing just as much as you see all of the top 16, 20 on the men's tour as well. So thanks for sharing that part about the prize money with us.
Yeah, well, and then to your point about sponsorships, really, hopefully sponsorships are coming in for the event itself, for the total, because you do get the men and women at the event. So, but hopefully going forward, we'll have some equality.
Steve Castleberry.
I don't see how you're not. I mean, TJ, the LPRT and the ladies professional racquetball has come so far. We've been around together as long as anybody in the sport, and it's amazing. And I'll be honest, there's a lot more of your matches I want to watch than some of the other matches. And their competitiveness, and I'm lucky, I'm fortunate, because I know a lot of the women off the court also. And if you don't get a chance, you fans and players, go approach them. They're awesome. They're great to speak to. They're super friendly, but they're wicked competitive. Don't let their niceness fool you. When they get out there, they want to smack you around, and it's going to be fun. I told you, I got two of TJ's players here in the house. Obviously, one of you all know my wife, Veronica, but maybe we'll bring the other one in later on. But go ahead, Leo. I know you. There was
surprise. Yeah, I want to get into the chat. Steve Castleberry has a question for you, TJ. How can fans and weekend warriors help promote the LPRT?
Watch. Number one, watch, especially if you haven't seen the women play before. We will be streaming all weekend at the US Open. Watch, share the feed. just showing support that way doesn't cost you anything. Just check us out. If you're at the US Open, come by and watch. I mean, the women will probably be on the back court number 3, I think it is. For a lot of those early matches, come introduce yourselves, get to know some of the players. Again, like you said, I can't say it enough how fabulous they really are. They truly are amazing on and off the court.
Agreed.
Jody Morris has a question. How integral of a part is JT Ball in your broadcast? He's such a racquetball promoter. He never gets the credit he deserves. He seems like a very humble guy. What's your response to that?
Yes, we've adopted him now, or so I told him when he came to our event in Denver, and he was with us in Kansas too. But we've now adopted him. He's officially part of our team. He's such a hard worker. Given any task, he is very thorough and really gets the job done. So he will be at the US Open with us, and any event that he can come to with us going forward, we're grateful to have him. He's really good, and he knows his stuff. So
he's a great dude, Tej. And
yes.
you know, anybody that knows racquetball and cares about it, JT Ball, you know, you should know that name just the same as you do Kane or Paola. Or JT Ball's out there. He's spreading the love. He's throwing racquetball in everybody's face. We love it, JT. Thank you to that. We appreciate that. But we do know he's now a big part of your team as well.
Yes, JT, and also, I mean, our usual crowd, me, Dr. Tim Baghurst, and Jerry J. Josie, those two, I mean, they're crucial. They're really integral parts of Team LPRT, the executive staff, we call ourselves.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to call you the Empress. Somebody called you the Empress. All right, wait, before we let you go, because we know you're limited time. You know, Leo, I'm going to let you close it out, but I have a few questions for TJ before you let her go. Yeah. And Tej, you have to answer. You're not allowed to say, I don't want to say, and I got to be, just answer. All right. What do you like watching? What do you like watching better? Singles or doubles?
Ooh, gosh, they're both so exciting. I mean, wow. Gosh, I'm equally enjoy both.
So see, we stop right there. We stop right there because I said you got to answer the question.
They're so great for different reasons. Both great.
I agree. I think it's amazing. You know, I think that it looks awesome, and you know, hey, as long as it's racquetball, whether we're inside, outside, whether we're in Kansas or whatever, we're playing outdoor with Rude or we're playing in Minneapolis, you got a racquetball racket in your hand and a ball. Let's have at it. All right. This isn't really a question. This is more for the fans. Then I'm going to let Leo take you and say goodbye. When can we expect, you know, the fans always want to know the draws, Leo. You know that, Tej. When are the draws coming out? Who's playing who? Where's this one going to be? When can they expect to see the draws?
We are at the mercy of the tournament. So whenever Doug and Jim Heiser flip the switch, that's when they will be available.
That's all I got.
But at the same time, I mean, you really could go through the rankings and look at who's playing, and as the players do, they go through the rankings and see who plays who into who. So you could probably figure it out.
You know what? I actually have a question. This is a good one. What if a player has no ranking? How do you determine where they fall?
So it's a good question too. We start with the USAR, or start with pro rankings until nobody has a ranking, and then we go to USAR rankings, and after that tend to look at past performance on the LPRT or IRF events. So
well, Leo, maybe that's why Kane and I were seated 172 in the last tournament. All right, well, TJ, I'm going to let you go, and Leo's going to let you go. But Leo, it's you're going to close it here. TJ, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you in a couple days. And as you know, if there's ever anything I can do for you, just don't hesitate.
Oh, you know, I've already got some plans for you, Sudsy.
It's going to be fun.
Okay, not so fast. I got to get back into the chat really quick, TJ. My friend Francisco Fajardo, I know you know Francisco.
Yes.
He has a question. What is
Zurich.
TJ's take on an international IRT, LPRT Grand Slam out of the US Open, outside of that?
I love it. I love it. When can we go? I'm all in. And also,
Can I
you have to-
piggyback that?
Yes, but I have to say, Francisco, thank you. I mean, really acknowledgement to Francisco for Team Zurich and all they do for promoting junior racquetball, which is so crucial.
Teach, I love that. And obviously I have some experience now at international. Francisco Fajardo, what's up, buddy? How are you? Zurich Construction. There are a lot of obstacles though, and this is the truth, dealing with international stuff. And it could be done, but yeah, it'd be awesome to get, the more we can, the better. Leo, I'm going to interrupt right now. I'm going to take the headphones off because we have a special guest that's here and she's going to come say hi
Surprise.
to TJ.
Surprise.
Hear me?
Yes.
Oh, all right. What do I do here?
It's just a little echoey. We can hear you. And before we bring in the guest in, I think we just created on Beyond the Court the event that Francisco asked. Francisco says, let's do it. TJ said, let's do it. So I can't wait.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. I'm going to let this special guest slide in.
Dun, 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 dun. Who is it? Oh my goodness. Good morning.
Hey,
Hey,
Maria,
TJ,
how are
how are
you?
Good.
Good.
Nice to see you.
You too. Are you ready?
Much not ready.
For what? What are you getting ready for? A party?
US Open, are you
For
ready?
that- Yes.
Always.
Well,
Good to
Maria,
see
good
you.
morning. Good morning.
morning,
Welcome to
Leo.
the Beyond the Court. I know it's in the morning time, maybe a little early for some people, but have you already started training today yet? Or will you start training here later on today?
No, I'm going to start later, but now before 6 a.m. my flight in
You
the,
came this
in the
morning?
airport.
Yeah. Arrived at 6 a.m.
Arrive 6 a.m.
So you'll
I'm
be
going to
training,
train
you're going to be
afternoon.
training there?
Yeah. Before
What-
US Open.
What will you be doing? Will you be doing weight training, cardio, racquetball, drills, playing? What will you be doing there?
Oh, and mental training.
Mental training. Awesome.
Very good.
And training doubles with Veronica.
Okay. Let me see. Wow. Okay. So how confident are you coming into this US Open? You know, you've only, been able to play a few times, a couple of tournaments, but here we are, we're at the US Open. Paola is obviously the heavy favorite, but I know that doesn't matter to you, but how do you feel physically and mentally going in and trying to win your first US Open?
I feel great, but I want to nothing, but I'm going to play for enjoy the game. And I don't know.
That's translation. She's ready to kick some ass, I think.
DJ, what about you? Do you have any questions for Maria?
I can't wait to see her next week. I actually have to go. I have a time commitment at 10:30, so I have to leave right now.
Oh.
But I wanted to say thank you so much for having me on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all the players and pro and amateur this next week. Maria, hi, and please tell Veronica I said hello to. Looking forward to seeing her too, as well.
We will. Thank you, Tej.
Thank you, TJ.
All right.
See you
guys.
soon.
See ya.
See you.
All right, Leo. I don't have any more special guests. This is perfect, but Veronica is busy over there changing the diaper. So you want to say goodbye to Maria, and then you and I can continue.
Yeah, Maria,
Bye.
good luck. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye, Maria. Wow, that was,
Maybe we'll go live with the girls later at the court.
I thought you were just talking about bringing Vero in, and I was ready to say hi to Vero, and then all of a sudden you bring in Maria Jose Vargas.
Well, I mean, they're playing doubles together, and they're both winners, and they're a good team. And Maria got here this morning, and we'll be training, working on a lot of things, physical, mental, technical, but not too much. We're not going to, you don't want to mess with too many things, just a few days out, really. And that's super important. And, we're going to go through situations and just have them as ready as they can be.
Yeah, I caught that. I asked her kind of the generic question of, what are you going to be doing there? Are you going to be, drilling? Are you going to be weight training? Are you going to be? And she said mental. She's there to mentally train herself. So you're absolutely right. I kind of forgot about that process. It's a little bit too late to be showing up on the court and working on something. You should already have that done. So
yeah, no, the training, the technical stuff and the physical stuff, that ship has sailed. We don't give extra credit for being in shape, or physically fit. You're supposed to be, right? Many people have heard me say this before. You're a professional athlete, you're an elite athlete. Don't tell me how good a shape you're in or how much weight you could lift or, yeah, I like to jump on boxes sometimes, but hey, I'm 46 years old, so it looks cool. But, now, even for myself and Kane, we talk every day and we're just working out some little adjustments here and there, tweaking, fine tuning certain things. And that's what the girls will be doing here, Veronica, and I'll have them on the court later, but it's probably not what a lot of people think. It's not a show where, oh, let's hit as many balls as we can and run around and, oh my God, look how hard we're working. It's a lot more fine tuning, really drilling down deep into the details of things.
Hey, so let's flow right into that. You said you and Kane, working on some things. Let's talk about Chicago. That was a huge hot topic that we couldn't cover before the tournament, unfortunately. But I'm going to start right off the bat. How were you guys seated number 9? I didn't really quite understand that. Did you get a response from the IRT on that?
Yeah, I think that in our sport, a lot of it was just the path of least resistance was, hey, we're just going to go by rankings. And, I've always been outspoken, especially the state of our sport right now. It's so important. Every decision they make, everything we do, to better the sport. And really what I call is what's best for the sport, what's best for the event. And, I think they got a lot of slack on that one. I think it was the path of least resistance. Whatever, I think we were seated number 9, right? So,
yep.
Yeah, it was silly. Did I, or it seems like the majority of people agree with it? No. Then you get to, you got to beat everybody anyway. Yeah, but you also, let's do what's best for the sport as well. And we'll go from there. I don't know how we got seated 9. I won the last IRT Pro Doubles prior to Chicago. Then you have Kane. Don't need to say anything about that. So that's what it is. It'll be interesting to see what happens in Minneapolis. Maybe we'll play Daniel and Alvy in the 16s.
Well, it will be interesting. I know that's going to be a hot topic as soon as those draws are released. I know the IRT and the LPRT usually do a preview show. So, it'll be interesting to see. I don't quite know the formula for the rankings for doubles. I know it's difficult because people are switching partners, but there needs to be some kind of number involved. And then I think once you go with the number, then discretion could come in second. I don't think discretion always, it should come in first, because then if you're using discretion all the time, then you're not even observing a ranking and you're just floating people around.
Yeah, so a way I would do it, and I'm not saying I'm right, but if, let's say you and I were running an event, I think Robert Lyons in the chat box says common sense involved. Yeah, I agree, but somebody's not going to be happy. But at the end of the day, I think that what you can do, or what I would suggest if somebody ever asked me, is, maybe in doubles, and to your point, Leo, it's different because they're changing partners. You have the best players, they never played together. So how do you really seed Kane Wazelenchuk 9 in anything with a racket in his hand? But I get it, and you can't say it was me because I just won the most recent IRT doubles event. So, but it's their system, and I'm not going to rag on them for it. I think it's an opportunity to change it and make it better, to be honest, in the future. Something I might say is, okay, you seed by numbers the top two, and then you seed it by discretion and say, this is how we see it. Have at it. Mike Guidry, I think he wrote an interesting thing where you never seed, like you take the highest seed or ranking of the current player and then never X a number of spots. I don't know if there's a right answer or a wrong answer. The only thing I always want to see, Leo, and you and I both love the sport. It's so important that every decision is made and it's made in the best interest of the sport. John Ellis, he posted something, and Ellie's brilliant. He's been around a long time. His response was, and I quote, well, you give Alvy and Daniel the number 1 seed, which they probably deserve and earn, and then you seed Kane and Sudsy number 2 or 3, and you just live with it and done. You move on. But, whatever. We don't care about who we play. The reason we care about when we play them is because, truthfully, we know that for the sport and the event, and there were some sponsors that didn't like it either, you want that match on Saturday night.
You do, and I get that. The chat is flowing now with comments. Sean Duffy agrees with you and says that after that match, he didn't watch the finals. No disrespect to everyone playing in the finals, but he didn't feel as that it was as compelling. So yeah, no disrespect to any of that. I watched everything. Okay, I watched every match that the IRT streamed. I mean, I've either got it on the TV, I'm watching it on my mobile phone. I was out running around. I had my earbuds in, I'm watching. So I get that part for the numbers and all that and the seating. So it looks like there'll never really be a clear cut way, but because it's doubles, look,
I don't
play
think
with
there
Alex.
has to be. Yeah, but I don't think there has
Kane
to be.
plays with Ben. I mean, you guys are swapping partners. Everyone does it every now and then. Somebody changes partners.
I would, again, I would live with it and be comfortable looking at everyone, talking to everyone, saying, yes, I made these decisions, what I believe, not because I like him better or think she's better, or you have to have some discretion. Here's something I thought of. If Kane tomorrow said, I'm retired, I'm never playing singles racquetball again, and then the IRT stepped up and said, okay, cool, we're going to start a new rule, or we're going to implement a new rule that if Kane Wazelenchuk enters a singles IRT event within the next 3 years, he can never be seated lower than X. I'd be like, that's a great decision. And too bad, and let's be honest, right? It is a little bit different. It's a little bit different when you're talking about Kane and I versus, somebody had brought that up too. Like, hey, if Leo has more points, but people don't look at this. Well, what if Leo played in 25 events in Texas and so-and-so played in one event? Are you supposed to be seated higher? I mean, whatever, it is what it is. I think that all event directors should be able to have discretion. Again, Kane and I did not care. We truly weren't mad. We just wanted what was best for the event and the fans. And they got that Friday night. And, hey, maybe in the US Open a week from now, maybe it'll be a little different.
Well, thank you for the extra chatter. Steve Castleberry with another great comment. And I was thinking the same thing. Never has a number 9 seed been more discussed, and it's great for racquetball buzz. So, thank you. But, going forward, let's hope that, that doesn't happen at the US Open. That's our grand slam. That's our premier, the biggest stage. And I hope that however the IRT makes this doubles draw, does it in a way where this is the most eyeballs, the most fans, the most views, the ticket sales. Ganem says ticket sales. Some of the sessions are sold out. You still may be able to show up at the event and maybe buy a single ticket, but wow, I'm pumped. I can't wait. I hope you guys aren't playing early. I hope you are in the finals, and
thank you.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, there's a lot of great teams out there. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's some really good teams. Doubles is a lot of fun. I want to pick your brain on that because you were in there. I want to ask you because sure. This is the cool thing about this being your show and you playing in the event. How was it in there against Daniel Alvaro? What did they do good?
What were they really good at?
Yeah, Daniel and Alvy, I've played them before. I played them with Rocky. Outdoor, we played, Alex and I played, but a little different there. Indoor, they're amazingly good at playing defense and wanting to force you to play into their game. They're winners. They know how to manufacture points. Daniel obviously is playing great racquetball. Alvy's always going to play a good right side till he's 80 years old, and then he'll play another couple of good years after that on the right side. So they're a really good team. They have many, many years and seasons and championships, and they're battle tested. They've been through so much together. They have confidence in each other. They're synchronized. And Kane and I, that was our third and fourth game, not match, that we ever played together. And, we felt good too. 2 points were the difference in the match. And, even today, Kane and I spoke this morning for an hour, and we're still like, did we lose that match or did we win that match like 10-10? It was great. They're great players. And, most of all, Leo, what really makes it fun, I think, for the fans and anyone is the amount of respect we all have for each other. The stuff that, Alvaro and I are talking about in the court, and Kane and I, because 1 second we're joking and smiling and tapping each other on the back. But as soon as that point starts, we want to choke each other out. And we know that, and we respect that. And so that's why the fans get to see the best of us, because, there's no nonsense. We're going to compete. We're going to play. We want to win, but we also have a mutual respect for each other.
Yeah, good. Well, we loved it. I loved it. All the fans loved it. It was, like Steve said, it was the talk of the tournament before the draws came out. People couldn't wait to watch the match. So we're definitely looking forward to you guys at the US Open. So I just got a note from our producer, Scotty Mack. We got to roll into our next topic so we can stay on time for everybody. How's that coffee flowing?
I got my Yankees flowing. They're flowing with 7 in a row. They're in the playoffs.
I'm on my second cup. And don't forget, we are monitoring the chat. Oh, gosh. What else? You got something else you want to show? If I can reach in one way or the other. There's one of my books. This is the morning. Nice. It was a good read, huh?
It is good. Go ahead. Let's go. Come on. I know we're running out of time.
We're running out of time. I'm monitoring the chat. So if you have a comment for us in the chat, I'm trying to scroll through there. I see Damien. Damien. Zamorano, Eric Foley. Kane's mother is in here. Hi, D.
Hi.
Rob Culp. Big crowd. All right, let's move into our last topic.
Ooh, okay.
Anybody know what it is?
What is it? I don't know if I know what it is.
Vegas, baby. Vegas. Ooh. It's still, it's been promoted so every week I'm hearing something about 3wallball.com. It's like, when is this tournament going to happen? Because it's just every week something is coming out of there. They just announced another sponsor. So what about you? What are your thoughts? Have you gotten your sponsors together for you to go? You guys are you doing an experience there? What's going on?
Leo, that's a great question. As of this morning, as we speak, no, I don't have plans. Unfortunately, I don't have a sponsor to send me. Alex really wants to play. I'm hoping Ben and Kane play out there. I really want to see that again. That'll be fun. Alex wants to play, and I said, hey, if I get some sponsors, it costs a couple $1,000s just to get there. And I've been really fortunate, and I have some great people behind me, but I have to pick and choose right now. So for me personally, at this moment, I'm not going to be there. I want to be there. It's an amazing event. Everybody should go. It's a great month, October, of racquetball, obviously with the US Open. And then we have, the Vegas 3-wall ball. I'm going to work and do everything I can to make it happen. But we'll see. It's a great time.
Could an experience happen there?
Probably not. Probably not. It's too soon. Kane and I really like to plan those really well. And speaking of that, we do have one Monday in Minneapolis, which is super cool. It's a 4-hour experience with Kane and I this Monday at the Target Center from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. There's still time to get in if you want to get in, whether you're at the event, whether you're local. You can send an email, contact@kaneandsudsy.com. You can message me, whatever you want. If you're interested, there's still spots available. Give you all the details, and that'll be fun. But we weren't planning on doing an experience, Leo, there. It's too soon. We don't want to take away from, of course, the three wall ball, Mike Coulter, Pegine. They work so damn hard to put that event together. If anything, I'd love to go out there, compete a little bit, and maybe do some commentary. Maybe there's some people out there that want to play some age divisions together. But it would be great to be out there.
Yeah, 250 players as of today.
Wow,
If
that's
you don't
great.
know the date, yeah, it's the 20th through the 24th. And it's multi-sport. It's racquetball, handball, paddleball. I think they're still trying to push the pickleball to get going, but if anything, just the racquetball, handball, and paddleball will be amazing. It's there at the Strat Hotel, the Stratosphere. You can go to threewallball.com and get all the info, and then there's links to go to the R2. You can still sign up for the event. So, it's on my calendar. I'm thinking about going.
Let's go do some commentary, brother. Come on.
Oh, I would love to go. Maybe if you get you a sponsor and
we could do a
you
side
go
show.
and
We could do like a side off, like that'd be fun. Ooh, I just got a good idea. We'll talk about that.
ooh, oh, okay.
It's like kind
so,
of
yeah.
Leo and Sudsy behind the scenes, three wall ball.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk to Coulter. I know I've been kind of going back and forth with him a little bit. I haven't committed yet. So once I'm ready to make the commitment, then maybe we can make an announcement.
Cool. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have
Yeah.
another show. We might have another show. Here before the Open. Kane just texted me. He was gonna pop in, but he's at the club right now working out. And he said, but if we do it Sunday, I'll do it again. So maybe we'll do another Beyond the Court. There's a lot going on. For fans and everybody. Thanks for all the kind words, but we need you to just push racquetball, get it out there as much as possible, share it, introduce it to everybody, talk about it. And that's what we need you all to do right now. We're at some crucial stages right now, points in our racquetball life, Leo. And I don't mean us personally.
Yeah, we are. But luckily, we've got two amazing events coming up. And we feed off competition. All of us love to compete. That's why we play the sport. Of course, it's fun and the friendships and everything. But man, I'm super pumped for the U.S. Open. I was so excited when I started to see the list swell, because we all were, hey, what's your number? How many do you think? Is it going to be down? Is it going to be way down? And it was curious to see. And as of last looking for me, 709.
Awesome.
709.
Awesome.
I mean, that's your answer right there. That shows that players are ready to compete, not just the pros. I mean, we know you guys, like you say, jumping out of your skin, but it shows all the other amateurs that are going to show up in Minneapolis to compete for a U.S. Open. And if you're watching this and if you've never been, it's not too late to go and watch.
It's
a lot of people do
it's
that.
Awesome. Yeah, now's the time, Leo, where we start that little focus starts to change in our brains. Like literally while I'm talking to you, this is not TV or theater. My hairs are starting to stand up on the back of my neck, just talking about it. Now we start really locking in. Now we start thinking, okay, a week from today, serve it up, let's go. And this is what we all prepare for. US Open is the Super Bowl of racquetball. There's no doubt about it. Just like, three wall ball is for outdoor, it's that cool. And I'll tell you, even for me, I'm going to start locking in and my mind changes, my mood changes a little bit. Veronica will tell you. And, it's really that visualization is just going to be constantly happening from now until we get going. And, it would be cool. And I don't know if maybe next time before or after, we got to talk. Scotty Mack has a lot of pressure, man, being the official ref of these matches. But, we'll save that for maybe another show where we can talk to Scotty.
Yeah, maybe we do that on a show or have him in on as a guest. There's just so much to the U.S. Open. I know we get so consumed with draws and players, but there's so many moving parts. I can't wait. I hope that you and your team, and I'll try to help you too, will be able to bring some things to your audience, your organic audience. I mean, you have on your page of players from all over the world. So I'll also be with my team doing all of the social media for the U.S. Open. The IRT has their social media. Amy and her team, LPRT has a team for social media. So there's going to be a lot of information coming out over the course of the tournament. As soon as I get there on Saturday, I'll arrive on Saturday. I will start promoting and pushing everything from there. I'll be showing whatever's left of the build. Behind the scenes, you see me. You know, I'm with an iPad and a phone and your guys' face on your walkouts. We're gonna bring as much action as we can to the people that aren't going to be able to make it to the US Open. We want you to show you what it's all about. So, how pumped are you, man? Are you excited?
I told you, yeah, you get going, you get that feeling, you know, and you do a great job, Leo. Thank you. It's important, you know, what you do, you know, social media and, you know, you get us out there, you get the sport out there, and that's huge, you know, and we appreciate that. And you do a really good job, but I got a question for you.
Yeah.
In the LPRT draw, what matchup, singles or doubles, do you really want to see most or hope to see?
Well, in the LPRT, it's for me. There's just two players that I really want to see because I've just kind of been following. Number one is I do want to see Vera play. She's been out of the game. I know she played some state doubles, but I don't care if she's playing on court 7. I want to see her her first match. So no matter when it is, the qualifier, whatever it is, I'm going to be there. I want to see her play. And then I want to see Monsi. I want to see Monsi play. I want to see her. I saw her. I've only seen Paola lose in person 2 times, and so that was the second time. Yeah, I know Paola's taken some losses.
Sure,
but I want to see how Monsi responds because she kind of had an early exit in Denver, and after coming up,
that a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to see Monsi pair up in the singles. The doubles,
how about
many?
How about, yeah, well, in the women's doubles, I can't wait to see Maria and Veronica play. You know, that's a perfect left, right side, contrasting personalities. You know, that's a team to me that can win it for sure. And I'm not just being biased because it's my wife. It's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, too many. I mean, it's going to be super busy. And I know TJ kind of spoke on that about the show court. But let's don't get so much wrapped up into the show court. I mean, we know that the top seeds are always going to get their court time because that's usually kind of how they run that court time there. If there's 4 matches at the same time, the highest seed usually goes on that court. Same thing when the women get down into their side of the draw, it's usually if there's two matches at a time, the higher seed goes on that court. But those back courts at the US Open, at the Lifetime Target Center, especially for the doubles, they're going to be packed. You know, it's going to be jam packed. You've been there. I remember trying to watch you and Jansen Allen play on that one right side court there. No place to even watch. It was packed. So that's what it's going to be like in the women's doubles. Doesn't matter if they're on the show court or not. They're part of the show. They're just as exciting as the men. In fact, sometimes, no disrespect, I've seen more people watching the women's matches on the side courts, and then there's a men's match going on the show court. So, you know, like TJ said, the women, they're just as equally training, and they'll be ready. And so I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and my phone hasn't stopped blowing up. You know, how about on the men's side? You know, what do you want to see?
Man, on the men's side, I'm just going to be honest with you. I want to see if Daniel and Alvaro are as good as coming into the US Open as they've shown. There could be an early exit. You never know, you know, but I want to see them prove that. Everybody wants to watch you and Kane. So I'm not even going to say that you guys are up there because everyone's going to want to watch you. It doesn't matter when you guys play. And unfortunately, if you guys have to play on the side court, and I've seen it happen, you know, one year they put Kane on a side court. He wasn't very happy, but
I don't think they would
40
do that,
minutes.
Yeah. If that, yeah.
Everyone's going to want to watch you guys play, but I also like the younger teams. You know, I like watching I love the Bolivians. You know, they bring it. They bring the noise. They're fearless. You know, and I want to see Conrado. Conrado did not go to Chicago and didn't play. So I'm curious to see, you know, how Conrado's going to look coming into the U.S. Open.
Yeah, Maria Vargas told me that Conrado said he just wanted to rest. Excuse me. And I texted him also a couple days ago, and yeah, he just said he wanted to rest before the U.S. Open. So everybody's gonna come in, you know, locked and loaded, ready to go. For the fans that can't make it and you can't be there, you know, definitely watch it. Follow all the social media platforms. Follow everybody, what we're doing, what's going on. And you know, Leo, I think it's about that time to close it out. But before I hand it off to you to close it out, and we got a lot of work to do, you touched on it earlier, and I just want to send, you know, love, condolences, and prayers to Aoife Beckett and her family over in Ireland. You know, when Veronica and I saw that news, we spent some time with them at the World Championships, and it was, my heart sunk. You know, I was getting emotional, you know, teary eyed just thinking of it. We found some pictures of us together, and you know, mental health is a real thing. And, you know, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. One day I can tell my story, but it's been something that I've had to deal with in my career. And, you know, Aoife Beckett and everybody in Ireland, we're all thinking of you. We are racquetball, whether it's here in the States, whether it's in Ireland. And, you know, we'll do the best we can to represent next week and show you that we're thinking of you. So Aoife Beckett, we're thinking of you, and family. And Ireland, we know you're Ireland strong. With that, Leo, I'm going to hand it off to you, and I'm going to get these girls working here, getting them ready for their battles next week.
Yeah, good. It was a great show. I want to say a big special thank you to our guest TJ Baumbaugh for coming in. I totally forgot to look at my show notes, and we just kept her on longer than when she should have been on. So thank you for staying on, TJ. I'm sorry that you had to cut in and tell us you had to go, because we never want you to go. We always enjoy hearing from her. And hopefully we can get Mike Grizz in. Mike's a busy guy. He wants to be on the show. So let's get him on here soon. I got a lot of questions for Mike, and I know he's busy getting ready for the US Open as well. And for Maria popping in. How cool was that? You know, it's great that we have those connections. You know, we are a family. It's just like what the US Open will be. You know, I love the US Open because we will see everyone there. It's cool. You can walk down the hallway and you'll be walking right next to Natalia Mendez or Rocky Carson or Conrado Moscoso or even Alvaro Beltran. And you can talk to them, you know, and you can ask him what he had for breakfast or how he feels before his match. I mean, he is right there. And you don't get that at the US Open of tennis, and you don't get that at the US Open of golf. You can't get within 10 feet of these athletes unless you have a media credential or you're a coach or a family member. So I hope you guys are as pumped as I am about the US Open. I know Sudsy, you are. I know Vero and Maria. I know everybody that's going to be watching and attending the US Open. Who knows? Maybe we could pop in real quick at the US Open and just do a little fun thing, you know, while we're there. How's that?
I love that idea, Leo, and you know, I appreciate it. And you know, I'm going to sign off here. And just before I go, I just want to say, Leo, thank you so much to you as always for now becoming a little fixture here on Beyond the Court. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Of course, thank you, TJ, our guest. TJ's got a lot of work cut out for next week at the US Open, and she'll be fine. She'll do great. The girls will do great. Of course, Scotty Mack in the background. Scotty, thank you so much for taking time to do this. We know you're super busy too with your other real job, and none of this happens without you, brother. So thank you, Scotty Mack, of course. And you better get some rest, man, because I know mentally is, you know, tough next week, and you're playing and competing. And I know you're working hard to try to do the best you can. You had a good tournament in Chicago, Scotty Mack, and you know, keep working. And who knows, maybe somebody will have to ref your match one day. That'd be fun. And of course, my love, the love of my life, Veronica. You know, you do so much for me every day. You inspire and motivate me to keep going. And for a lot of you that don't know, she's really the reason why I am back in racquetball. So thank you again. Thank you to everybody. I can't wait to see you all. Kane, can't wait to be back on the court together. And we'll see you soon again. I'll be on the court. So everybody have an amazing day. We'll talk soon.
Have a great day, everybody.